What if NATO, AUKUS, and even the US-EU relationship aren't the most significant alliances of the 21st century? What if it's India and the United States? One is the biggest military spender in the world. The other is the world's largest democracy, and it will soon have the largest labor force. Collectively, they occupied the most vital supply chains, trade routes, and choke points on the planet. However, this relationship is intricate. China, Russia, technology, logistics, and a subtle shift in the balance of power in the world are all involved. So today, we're asking a big question. Could a US-India alliance redefine the global balance of power, or will its contradictions hold it back? India was considered a potential power for many years. Today, it's a present one. India is the most populous nation in the world, the fifth largest economy, expected to rise to the third, a key hub for the diversification of global manufacturing, geographically, an Indian Ocean gatekeeper. Examine the map. The Indian Ocean handles about 40% of all international trade. Middle Eastern energy, products made in East Asia, container ships, oil tankers, and data cables. In the center of it all is India. This makes India a strategic real estate from a logistics standpoint rather than merely a regional player. Washington is aware of this. The United States and India have quietly but steadily strengthened their military cooperation. India is currently a member of the Quad, including Australia, Japan, and the United States. Collaborative naval drills such as Malabar. Agreements to share intelligence with Washington. Counterbalancing China in the Indo-Pacific is the obvious goal. India's navy is rapidly growing. Carriers for aircraft, submarines, anti-access devices close to important choke points. India is something that no other ally can be, according to the United States. A maritime force capable of securing sea lanes, and a continental force capable of applying pressure on China on land. This is important because Taiwan is not China's greatest vulnerability. It's logistics and energy. India has the ability to influence the narrow routes that the majority of China's oil travels through, such as the Malacca Strait. India has a great deal of strategic leverage just from that. Let's now discuss technology and logistics, which is where this alliance truly shines. The United States seeks to reduce the risk associated with Chinese supply chains. Not completely separated, however, diversify. India is a perfect fit. Already we are witnessing semiconductor collaboration, co-production of defense technology, cyber, space, and AI collaborations, relocation of manufacturing under China Plus One strategies. This is huge for logistics. India is more than just a factory substitute. It is evolving into a platform for logistics. Additional ports, corridors of industry, modernization of roads and railroads, infrastructure for digital trade. The United States is investing in more than just India's economy. It's a redundancy investment. Furthermore, in a vulnerable global system, redundancy is power. Let's be truthful. China is largely responsible for the existence of this alliance. China and India have persistent tensions at the border, conflicting regional aspirations, competitive infrastructure initiatives, divergent perspectives on Asia. According to Washington, India is the only nation that has scale, geography, the population, additionally, political autonomy to counterbalance China without turning into a stand-in for the United States. And the final section is important. India is not interested in becoming another ally. It wants to be a pole. Things are getting more complicated now. India and Russia have strong ties. India still has a lot of Russian weapons in its arsenal. Energy cooperation continues. Diplomatic alignment remains pragmatic. For the US, this is uncomfortable. Washington wants alignment. India wants autonomy. India refuses to fully condemn Russia, refuses to cut defense ties overnight, refuses to choose sides cleanly. But from India's perspective, this isn't hypocrisy. It's strategic insurance. India's foreign policy doctrine is simple. Never depend on a single power. That makes the US-India relationship strong, but also limited. Is this an alliance then? Not in the conventional sense. A treaty for mutual defense does not exist. There are no automatic military obligations, no enforcement of a common ideology. Instead, there is something new, an alignment based on logistics, a common desire for stable sea lanes, a common interest in robust supply chains. Concerns about Chinese dominance are common. Benefits to both parties from technological collaboration. This isn't NATO. It's a flexible, transactional, and strategic networked partnership, and it may become more resilient as a result. An alliance between the United States and India won't appear dramatic. No grand declarations, not a single treaty moment, no flag-waving headlines. Rather, it will appear in ports, cables for data, chip manufacturers, naval drills, routes of trade. Additionally, supply chains that remain intact during emergencies. The old global order will not be replaced by this partnership. However, it might subtly change its shape, not by means of ideology, not by means of conquest, but by means of logistics. Additionally, logistics is power in the 21st century. If you want to see more AI-powered breakdowns of geopolitical scenarios, like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, comment below, and catch the next episode.